Okay, this is called apodosis, which is the then part of a if-then sentence. Apodosis. We agreed to keep the night a beacon in our lives that loss could never dim nor anger ever touch. The gauge was given hand to hand and kissed by each. The force of blood within our minds induced us to believe. The force we felt was basic and impressed us on the bed. The primal song we sang duet was carved into the walls. The clangor and the joyful tune in concert rang like bells. Our faces glowed with joyful smiles at all the lust we had. The years go by, the past is rhymed or rusted, gilded, turned to gold. The gain or loss of things held dear can change the once played tales. Love turns to hate, indifference, mere fondness, or even need recalled. Sincerity, once held so dear, should still remain in weakness or in zeal. To say I love you now has meanings so different from what once we told, but still remains as golden as the night that passion flowed from deepest well. Okay, one more, let's see. A quote, genuine love is so contrary to human nature that its presence bears witness to an extraordinary power. John Piper. Promethean cufflinks. You should be in love with me, she said. What I've loved, I'd roll out in a showcase of a few moments. A thing well done, a welling of emotion, a mutual epiphany. Her damp regard while lying chastely holding on to one another. Another's transfixed gaze upwards into heaven or maybe a light bulb. One came up behind me and put her arms around me. Another said, I want to, and then smiled all in beauty. A comradeship tinted with love in a moment's surprise. Sick and being rocked back to sleep as my mother sang. A tricky ledge on the farm where cows passed by the dragonfly tarn below. Eye to eye with a grasshopper balanced on a blade of grass. My little dog Smokey that I didn't know how to kindly train. My grandmother's kindness when she stopped a tantrum with a kiss. Children, autumn smells and colors, films and music, poems that bite. And all I have received in dribs and drabs has left me with a set of bills. But TV shows and bands, old girlfriends, insects, cows, ex-wives now give me nothing of the glow, false pledges, touch that we call love. The smart presumption of a would-be flame is what I've shed, in keeping with the present state that's levied by reality the age has spawned. So what's the variant I would prefer? That life would take a gift from me. I would the sparks of love that sometimes push, provoke, return of touch that I could feel. My heart's not empty, maybe hungry or perhaps afflicted with a morning's thirst, but life or women, audiences, governments, and art give nothing jointly back. And if my love were something else, were held within my heart, a jewel, a tool, were brave and forward like some tough recruiter of Marines, what then? If I could break these chains, perhaps I'd know. Have I got any time left, David?
Yeah, if you want to do a short one, Bill.
Okay. Lies not within the stars. Okay, the fault, dear Brutus, lies not within the stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Julius Caesar. I dream of the falling stars, the sunburst ending to the false bearing. The promise was given by states and by agencies, rituals. Satan is abroad and speaks like some of us, repeats our curses, laughs without humor at pain, preaches anger, hopes death. The voice of God is not loud, is not hateful. Holy Spirit is not gross. The voice of God is quiet, is not aimed to crush, can grow a flower. They who seek him in murder are merely murderers, imps, children of the imp called spite, and come into the world from a hell. The cannibal crusaders seeded all the world and spread a silent creed, a creed inherited from murderers on horseback claiming glory. Their spawn wear all colors of skin, all work for a screaming voice. It is the voice of Tamerlane, Attila, Genghis Khan, and Hitler, Mussolini. We know they live in pain and have vengeance for crimes within their minds, and the joy of the imp called spite is to murder and maim the many, punish all who take not the same joy in the pain of the earth entire. Like a street gang of 12-year-olds questing for manhood in poison, searching for giggles of stripling might, and with no God but wrong anger. Anger that's baked into a pie fed to children who are taught not to read. There's no war between what they claim are two cultures or faiths. It's a war of the psychopaths, many more than we think, against us. Who are we? We are the clueless, bewildered, and nice, the normally good. Those living in the time of life of a barbaric daring glee are the prey of the grandees of the ideology of us and them, the double-minded mind, the double-sided mindset, claiming transfer of style from them to us, to swap table scraps for trickling piss. And what, in fact, do we believe? Not much, I think, because the true believers kill. Your family, friends, and home are all you need, and military glory is a game for fools. That art can heal is something that they hate, for their goal is their drug is a painful rage. An angry God to justify ungodly and inhuman retribution for all real and all imagined wrongs. The adolescent folly of that foolish fire must be banked and channeled into selfless love. Good luck with that, humanity, you clueless mob of dreamers of chimeras. Thank you.
Yo!